Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and it's so frustrating, isn't it? And disappointing as well how England players, other football clubs are so predictable when their back's up against the wall. So we're going to talk about Harry Kane's press conference from yesterday and how easy is it that we did a video on this channel yesterday saying how it's embarrassing that when England lose a game, instead of focusing on the reason and the real critique that they're getting, they'll come out trying to find excuses and like me, sympathy. And that's exactly what Harry Kane has done. And it's so disappointing because they've completely misread the room and made it about players when actually the frustration is about the tactics and the manager. So basically, Harry Kane has come out in his press conference and sort of taken a pop at Gary Lineker, but also at the general public, really, when you deep it. So Lineker in his podcast had said that England was shit. On the BBC, he'd said that Harry Kane needs to do more. He needs to stretch the team. Harry Kane has come out and said what ex-players have to realise is that it's very hard not to listen to this criticism, especially for players who are new to the environment. I always feel like ex-players have a responsibility. They've got to be honest and give their opinion, but also as ex-players, they're locked up to, and people do care what they say and listen to them. And then he goes on to say that I would never disrespect a player, and some of these players, they've played for England for a long, and they know what it's like. They've worn the shirt and they've never worn anything. And I'm just sort of like, hold on a minute. What absolute turbo prat within England has said, Harry, take one for the team as the captain. Come out, defend the players, defend the manager, and play the sympathy vote. It's worked before. In fact, it's worked for the last 40 years. The sympathy vote, get the violins out. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. This is exactly what I said yesterday would happen. It's embarrassing how England can year after year, tournament after tournament, serve up utter shite that is worse than Romania, worse than Albania. We're one of the worst teams to watch in a tournament that's got 24 teams in it, and we're one of the highest ranked teams with one of the best squads. And our captain's coming out saying, like me, feel sorry for me. What did I say yesterday? We have to be so careful about this. Basically, it's this environment we live in now where you can't critique something because it's being horrible. It's not being horrible. It's an entertainment competitive arena. And if you're not good enough, then get out. It's as simple as that. Lineker's right. Harry Kane drops too deep. He doesn't stretch defences. Instead of spending a press conference talking about what Lineker said about you, and he used to play for England and he never won anything. What is it? My dad's bigger than your dad. Bollocks. Get on with performing for England. You're playing shit. That's the bottom line. You are playing shit. So why are you talking about it's not very nice when an ex-player who's meant to have our back says we're playing shit? It's a total waste of time. It's distraction tactics. If we start playing well against Slovenia and in the last 16 and the way the group's opening up, we could go to the quarterfinals minimum. I still expect minimum quarterfinals. People will start getting their flags out. They'll start singing Three Lions. Beer sales will go through the roof. TV sales will go through the roof. And everybody, the summer will stay hot and everyone will be happy. If I'm England's PR guy or I'm Gareth Southgate, I'm sat there saying that. I'm saying, use this as a motivation. People are saying you're shit because you are shit. Let's go out there and start getting praise. We can't demand praise because we feel like upset because people have had a go at us. We have to go and deliver. I said this yesterday. In Brazil, in Germany, in other countries, these English players don't know they're bloody born. And as for, Lineker's played for England, I remember what the press was like in Italia 90. They were saying bring us home after we drew with Ireland. Before Euro 96, they were called an absolute bunch of prats because of what they did in Hong Kong drinking. So let's not pretend that it's harder in 20. It ain't easy, bruv. It's bloody easier now. What happened to David Beckham after 98? We have become a soap opera country and we have become a needy nation of we need sympathy. And also, what's Harry Kane talking about? Players read and listen to what people have got to say and it impacts on them. If you bloody listened, nobody is having a pop at the players. Nobody's having a pop at the players. They're having a pop at the bloody manager. Nobody's having a pop at the players. Harry Kane maybe a little bit needs to do better because he's world class. Bellingham had a bad game, but everyone likes Bellingham. Trent was out of position. It wasn't his fault. Foden was out of position. It's not his fault. Guehi, Stones and the back four and the keeper are doing okay. Rice had a bad game, but everyone knows he's a good player. The players aren't even getting any shit. It's the manager. And you've got this is just so predictable. Harry, go out. Take one for the team as the captain. Play the sympathy vote. Protect Gareth. It's so bloody predictable. And I tell you what, though, one thing I do agree about Harry Kane, it's maybe a bit niche. Some of you might agree, some might not. I think he has exposed something that maybe players are waking up to it. They shouldn't be. But Gary Lineker said England was shit on his podcast with Shearer. Shearer's said shit and stuff like this before. That's the whole selling point of their podcast. It's real. We say the things we can't say on TV. We use the S word. Sometimes we might use the F word as well. We'll say it how it is, and it's so formulaic and scripted. Like, I've been doing this for years. Other people do it like this, and it's real. It's real. Some people can't stand it. Some people love it, but it is real. The comments are real. It's always been real. This is the way I talk about football, whether it's somebody on the street, down the pub, this is the way I've done it. This is the way you do it. It's authentically real, whether people like it or not. When Lineker's on the podcast using the word shit, England was shit, is that hamming it up because you want to be real for a podcast and make it really different to Match of the Day? Is that the real Lineker? Is it the fake Lineker on the telly with Shearer? And this is what I mean. And I do feel sorry for Kane and the players and any player in a way, because I've been saying this for years. You know it for years. What's real? This is real. This is a real conversation. What's real? When they're on the telly and they're not swearing and they're being all protective and, at the end of the day, is that fake? Is it scripted? Yes. When they go and do their podcasts and they want to get a different audience and they start swearing, is that real? Is that what Lineker's really like in real life? Does he walk around Tesco going, fucking hell, these raspberries have gone off, they're shit? Or is he actually, stay away from me, I'm Gary Lineker, I get someone to do the shopping? I don't know. I don't know whether the podcast's real. I know what they're like on the mainstream's not real. We know that. And I think that's the problem. Harry Kane wants what is fake and scripted. He wants these people not doing their podcast swearing and maybe being a bit real, like they weren't doing a few years ago. They want the TV stuff. They want the scripted stuff that's, mates rates, protect each other. We're all working for the same, organizations with TV rights and everything. And that's the problematic thing. I think with fan opinion, players can sort of ignore it if they want to, even though I think it's the most authentic, genuine opinion you can get, because, as I said, we're not criticising the players. We're basically saying, I would say to Harry Kane, on one hand, you've got somebody like me and many of you who absolutely cannot stand the way England play football for the last 6 years and believe that the coaching is crap, but we go into tournaments thinking we should win it because of the players. We look at Harry Kane, who's world class. We look at Bellingham. We look at Foden. We look at Rice. We look at Trent. We look at all these players, Saka, and we believe we're good enough to win it. And the reason we don't is because of the manager. And that's highly frustrating. Very frustrating. Of course it is. It's not aimed at the players. So I don't know why the players take it on, because, it's part of Butlins. Gareth had the inflatables out yesterday in the pool. Well, that's up to you. If you want to protect your manager, that's up to you. But it's not really about the players for me. It's about the coaching, and I just think it's a bad look when you can silence criticism by performing on the pitch. We see it at Man United a lot with certain players. This brandification of trying to, propaganda to try and influence and manipulate the public through sympathy wouldn't happen in Germany, wouldn't happen in Brazil, because it's about a level and it's about a standard. And it's frustratingly disappointing when you see an England captain coming out basically saying, please like us, we're like a little puppy. And we're meant to be bloody lions, 3 lions or 3 bloody kittens. It's, we are competing in a high intensity tournament, and teams with nowhere near the talent that we've got are playing better football than us. Turkey are better than us. We might beat Turkey, we might beat Romania, but they're more entertaining. That's the frustration. And, all right, it's two-faced. I get it. On his podcast, he's saying England are a load of fucking shit and he's swearing. And then on the TV, it's like, let's all be professional. That's that's the struggle of media. You know, it's not real, it's not authentic. What is real? You know, you swear on there, but then you don't do it on here. You know, I think it's hypocritical, really. Get off the mainstream and do your podcast, or just do the mainstream. I think they're trying to put their fingers in both. But I understand Kane's frustration about that. But ultimately, no one's really having a pop at the players, and stop being whiny and just actually go and play well. Play well. And if the problem is the coaching, then that's not on you either. Simple as that. Lot to digest there. Get your comments in. Don't forget, we're in the Goldbridge Arms tonight for Czech Republic. No, I keep saying Czech Republic. It's Croatia, Italy. Obviously, Spain have already qualified, and Albania probably aren't going to qualify. So the big game is Croatia, Italy, who I believe will be on England's side of the group if we win. In fact, I think we play Croatia or Italy in the last 16 if we top our group. I think I'm right on that. But we'll be in the Goldbridge Arms. Check it out. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Get your comments in as well. You know, there's a lot in there. You might agree with some of it, none of it, all of it. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with Kane? Do you agree with Lineker? Do you think he's right to moan? What's it all about? Get your comments in. I'll speak to you in a bit.